This podcast is brought to you by Living Swell Studios. When you want to record your next hit, broadcast your next live stream, or just need a quiet space to edit your videos, Living Swell Studios can accommodate all your needs. Located in New Orleans, they're equipped with a rehearsal hall, print shop, photography space, and more. Living Swell is your one-stop shop to facilitating your vision. Let them fulfill your music and video dreams. Hey y'all, what's happening? This is Professor Drew Bayham coming at you with another episode of Drew's Putting It Out There. We got a good one, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited. We all excited. I think everybody's excited just on a basic level, right? So my cohorts for this episode, my Sharia Moore, my two-way bell, my thorn on my side, my thorn on my side, my thorn on my side, my thorn on my side. That's Maya, y'all. Yes, indeed.
What's that?
And the Al Hammond of the podcast.
Yo, how y'all doing? Swerve Music, Lamborghini swerving, Urban swerving, the Black Stan Smith,
all that.
guy. I'm done.
Yeah, Birdman hands and all.
Rich gang.
And
Oh man.
I didn't even ask you, like, how did you want to be addressed before we started this podcast?
Oh, I'm Nicole.
But that's Nicole. Look,
Nicole.
it's gonna look. That's what it's gonna be. It's Nicole. So give it up for Nicole, one of the newest cohorts.
Nicole or Cole, it don't matter. It's either way.
Exactly.
It's my name.
Cold world. Cold world.
Like, don't think too hard on this one.
Oh,
Right.
yes, indeed. We starting early. Yeah. All right, we're going to get into this subject because we have been holding it off for a long time because, you know, we all just touched on other subjects, and so we didn't get to this. But I wanted to get to this because I think it raises a simple, deeper thing happening. Mm-hmm. Basically, if you haven't heard, before we get into that other stuff, about a month ago, T.I. and Tiny got involved with being accused of assault.
Sexual assault.
So basically, as the story goes, they, approached a woman and, to be involved in some adult activities.
Extracurricular
Extracurricular adult activities.
Fun extracurricular activities.
So, but she cried foul. She cried assault. Mm-hmm. And of course, you're going back and forth and all the other stuff. So it brought a question to me, first of all. And I'm thinking to myself, are we ever going to, as a society, going to get to the point where is that we understand what a line is between consenting adults doing consenting adult things and like just flat out rape, assault, that type of thing? Because I've always had the thinking of is like, man, how can we not just necessarily just address it, but how can we remedy it where we know where the line is? And the line, I think a lot of it is just so subjective.
Don't pop it.
Yeah, but nobody. You're right. Nobody.
I think
You can't blame it on the alcohol. We can always stop drugs.
I personally think that.
We can stop the.
I think it's personally. I think it's just start with a conversation before you get in the bedroom.
But
and figure out what's for the boundaries.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's boundaries because you could be having consensual sex with your lady and you could be going too hard and she'd be like, stop the whole time you think she's telling you don't stop, but the whole time she's in pain telling you to stop. So I think it's about a conversation, conversation boundaries and popping a half an X, not a whole X.
But I mean, at 2:00 in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
I done had X or we done had drinks and it's the three of us and we talking some sexual activities.
Oh yeah, somebody dropping
at that point you like, something about to go down. And then if you're going in the room with these two people, like, come on.
I don't know.
Now, I'm not saying that, if a woman, of course, if a woman says no, then, she has a right to say no. I'm not saying that. But I'm not going to put myself in that situation if I know I'm not really willing to go all the way.
Right.
I'm not finna just.
Because think about once you
play
can't
with it.
you can't just get naked and say stop.
Yeah, like why go there?
Right.
The hell you can?
No.
What you talking about?
No. Hear me out. I'm not saying that you can't just get naked and say stop. You can't. I'm just saying is that why would a woman? I'm just saying this. I'm trying to put the right words together. Ain't no woman gonna sit up there, go all the way far, have sex, have intercourse, and be like, okay, sexual assault.
Yes, it happens all the time.
Somebody
it literally happens all the time.
It happens all the time.
It happens all the time.
Unfortunately, it really
Yes.
does. But
Yeah.
I mean, I was speaking for me. I'm
Right.
not gonna put myself even in the environment to.
In a thinking mind.
Right.
In a thinking mind.
This is true. Sober.
Shit goes
Sober.
well when you're thinking about it.
Yes.
And it's like,
When you're
when
clear.
you're like, I'm sober right now.
Mhm.
I'm mentally
I would
capable of
not
making
do
this
that.
decision, and I'm not going to do this. But then you pop a fucking X pill.
And you on a whole nother cloud.
But still, but it goes directly back to the question: where is the line drawn?
I couldn't.
And
Yeah, now that.
Well, my biggest problem with it is that at some point we have to ask ourselves, is it just totally upon only one consenting adult?
Right.
Because, and as talking as a chauvinist myself,
Sure.
a man cannot do that. A man cannot say no.
Right.
He can. Technically he can. But the line,
Yeah.
the line where is that like you can say no or I'm out. It's very, very,
rare
very
that he's
thin.
gonna say
Yeah.
that.
It's super thin.
It's usually on a woman.
It's usually on the
usually on
woman.
the
And
Especially
so,
with drugs involved.
Yeah. It's usually on a woman.
and that's the only reason why I raised that question, because I'm like, at some point we have to say, look, there has to be something solid where it's like we have to teach the babies.
Right.
Not even the babies, just the ones who are of age to start engaging in type of sexual activity or whatever like that,
To know.
and let them know this is the line.
Right.
The standard.
If she say no.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like back in the day, like this wasn't confusing.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to say in the sense of like I noticed in some TV shows back in the day they literally like that 70s show to be specific because
Yeah.
it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite shows. Anyway, in the show the girl was drunk and he was like, I can't do it because you're drunk. Like that shit is non-existent
Right.
nowadays.
Yeah.
Right. Because if you take it back to what happened out there in Miami with the two dudes raped the white
Raped
girl,
the yeah.
and they gave her a green pill. They raped her and she died.
Wow.
And, and it's like how you
scary.
say, it's certain things with as a man you're like I can't rape a woman who's intoxicated because she's not gonna remember stuff. But then sometimes, not to make a joke out of it, but sometimes you gotta go back to what Dave Chappelle said: the love contract. That shit is real. You like make him sign a non-disclosure,
please.
sign this paperwork, please, so that you know you're a consenting adult.
You are, yes.
Yeah.
You consent. You consent.
18 or older, you consenting to this.
It's tough because at every moment, like it don't matter. You could literally like take your consent away.
Right.
Like, it
But,
don't even
Right.
Yeah. And that's true too.
But at
'Cause,
that point-
after you come down, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
After you come down from on that high, it could happen while you're in the room, in the middle of it, and then you'd be like, "Wait, hold up, what the?"
yeah, I
Right.
mean,
Like, what
I
you
truly
doing?
understand that. I truly understand all of it.
I mean, do you stop or do you get that nut out?
Oh, do you
Like,
get
what-
that?
Right.
It's like
That part.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That
sir.
you stop that.
Stop.
Stop it.
Stop.
Exactly.
Stop it.
Pause.
So speaking of consenting adults engaging in extracurricular activities, we are going to talk about what everybody has been talking about for the past week
That nigga.
DJ.
in detail.
DJ.
That boy.
For the most rottenest
DJ.
snake in the grass motherfucker that I ever witnessed.
You bitch ass
The
nigga.
dirty motherfucker.
That boy.
And in case y'all don't know, we talking about Derrick
He went
Jaxsn.
for
Of
heavy
course, we
too,
call
like-
Yes.
exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Derrick Jaxsn.
Derrick Jaxsn.
Woo.
So, if you were living under a rock and not read a newspaper or something like that,
That boy different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Derrick Jaxsn is the self-proclaimed guru on Facebook and other platforms.
Only in his car.
On his car, yeah. You know, he does his videos from his car. But, you know, what he says, you know, resonates with, you know, especially a lot of women, because, you know, he said some very empowering things about women. He said some very things about, you know, bashing men.
Right.
You know, and so the chickens have come home to roost, so to speak.
How you say, Drew?
But that validation hurt, didn't it?
How they say, don't throw stones if you live in a glass house.
Yeah.
Ooh, man.
These chickens have come home to roost.
That boy hit that I believe in God so quick, stupid ass. Like, wait,
Exactly.
Come on now. This the
Exactly.
whole playbook. Okay,
Now this-
but anyway.
But the thing about it
Damage
is
control
that
playbook.
the chick that he got caught with, supposedly, he got caught with, didn't want to even expose him. She was cool with him, that type of thing. The one who exposed him. Then the other two, I want to say, is other two of them came forward and told their
These
stories.
niggas got multiple.
Yeah, got multiple.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
this one was saying that she was like, well, I was listening to an interview, and she was like, yeah, you do. If you notice that when he would do his videos, he would be coming from my house because her house is in the background.
And she Nicole, she just in the background of his videos they had the arches. She said, "That's my house."
Yeah,
Man.
I swear to God, I saw it in the video.
No, son.
Drew,
yeah,
vouch for me, Drew. Tell her,
Yeah.
tell her,
yeah,
Nicole.
Not coming from
Nicole,
the house.
I can show
Yeah.
you right now.
Get the fuck out of here.
coming from the house.
Coming from the house.
Yeah.
Nicole, I was
Like
I
my
just
nigga
smashed.
making these videos.
Yeah,
I just smashed.
telling women,
my side piece.
telling women, you know,
And now I'm
telling
about to
women
go-
shit like, yeah,
If a man love you,
Nicole.
Yeah.
he gonna do such and
Nicole.
such.
This the video right here.
This man dick dirty. This man got a dirty dick.
Now watch the end of the interview he had with his wife. I mean,
wife.
I didn't know he had a wife.
Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of people,
I didn't know he had a
people
wife.
didn't know. A lot of people didn't know he didn't have.
right, and so yeah, you know, as the story goes, he well, at first he denied it. Remember,
Right.
He denied it, and he said this one of the dumbest things that I've ever heard in my fucking life. I'm sorry, man. How are you gonna say like,
Oh, you got it.
you know, how you gonna say some shit like, you know, we were in a sexual relationship, but we didn't have sex. Like, what type of bullshit is
playing
that?
pity pat.
Yeah,
Right.
We was just playing pity pat. What
No, I'm
did
talking
you
about-
He said-
a card
Talking about
game?
we playing-
no,
Friday.
he said that
came
Yeah.
to
he
the
had a
house.
sexual relationship with the woman, but they didn't have sex.
They was holding hands.
I told you we was playing
Make it
pity
play.
Yeah,
That's how a nigga lie for you.
yeah,
That's how a nigga lie for you.
yeah.
That is-
I'm glad you pointed that out because that's the shit that women mad about. All right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
y'all mad. We mad about these lies that don't make fucking sense. It don't make sense.
Please, yes.
Yeah.
Like, come with a better one.
But you saw the video I showed you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, like
Girl house in the
somebody,
background.
something like that. My thing is,
Crazy.
now you have, you know, and then you want to come on with your wife
Crazy.
and do this apology.
Who looked like she had just went made groceries
Right.
Yo,
and picked up
I'm
the
like-
kids
so not
and was
only
like, nigga, I don't want to be here.
But she was reading off of a script. She was just looking
Yeah,
down the whole
what?
time.
she was already bust open because you cheated on her, and you the fucking woman guru. Now you put her on a fucking
Yes,
live
like
stream or whatever the hell, and you got her bust open even more. She got the bonnet on, all that shit, and then she talking, I'm a Christian woman. Get the fuck out of here, all right? Get the fuck
Well,
out
hold
of here.
on, hold on. I got you. Because I'm gonna get to that. I have a theory. I have a theory on that.
America.
I have a theory on it.
But here's the thing, though. Y'all saw when he started really like telling it all, and
Yeah.
her face was
Oh,
looking
yeah.
like she was like, no. He started. You can tell that he said some shit that
That
he
she
ain't
ain't never
know about. And I'm like,
Nigga,
nigga,
She was like,
I'm
I'm
like,
going to hold
nigga.
it. I'm going
And
to
I
hold it. I'm
fucked three
punch the
bitches
fuck.
in the corner.
right.
And the auntie came in the room, and I told her about everybody. And I'm just like, this nigga he just reckless.
That
Like,
nigga exposed his hand.
different.
No, I'm telling y'all.
Different.
I'm telling you, there was a reason why he was so reckless in an apology. But like, you know, it just
Homie narcissistic, dog.
think about this. Think about this. You know, most of the people who get the most clicks out of any videos are the ones who do wild, bold shit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's what they do, right?
Wow,
So think about it. This nigga makes an apology video talking about he gave his life to Christ, and that's when his world fell apart. Like his world fell to shambles.
Right.
So
But
his
you
marriage
testimony?
wasn't working. Yeah, right. His
said,
marriage
"My
wasn't working. He was
testimony
drinking. He was
was."
smoking. He fell into this depression, and he started fucking bitches.
I'm like, nigga,
And you gonna blame that on Christ?
And you gonna blame that on?
You can't blame that shit on God, nigga. You out here.
Congratulations.
This ain't my. I got used to my old day. I need something new. I got bored. Like,
Nah,
I mean,
nah.
broke the contract.
Right. He wrote it.
Broke the contract.
Contract.
It's just so
Fucked
many
it
things
all
that
up.
just like it just don't make sense. Like,
all right.
Well, I mean, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Because if you realize who he is,
Right.
and like I figured this out by one of my most beloved figures in radio and all that stuff, Charlotte McGain.
Charlotte, your man.
Charlotte, your man.
You talking about Lenard?
Yeah, Lenard.
Shout to
Lenard
Lenard,
McKell.
man.
fuck out.
So, but he said something that was really interesting. He was like, when this would happen, let's say in the church by a preacher,
Right.
we've already come to the notion and the conclusion that the preacher is still a man.
Right.
So it's easier to forgive him because he's a man and he like most of them
He's a man
posture
of the
himself.
cloth.
Yeah,
Right.
they posture himself as men of God, but they're still men nonetheless.
Definitely.
And they fall victim to the flesh. Yeah.
Right.
And
And they fall victim to sin.
Yeah.
So, like, that's why the majority, of people kind of give them the pass.
Right.
Now, unless you was on some Eddie Long shit where you was fucking boys. That's something totally different.
That's on a
Fucking
whole
shit
nother
out of
level.
boys.
That's on a whole nother level.
You smashing young men,
Smacking
So-
cheeks.
Yeah,
I
smacking cheeks.
can see we had a statement
So-
for a 20-year-old female. Like, you smashing the boys.
But a preacher,
The boys.
yeah, it's like, so a preacher, we all know and establish that they're men of the cloth, they're men of
Right.
God, but they're still men.
Right.
Derrick Jaxsn was talking about himself as if he was Jesus. And he had no flaws because throughout that whole apology, he never said, I take responsibility for my actions.
Oh, of course not. And
He
then
blamed
came
it on
back
the
and
weed, he
was
blamed it
his
on the
PR
dude.
person too in the car.
I'm
when
telling
he
y'all.
went-
I'm telling
he
y'all.
was in third person.
That's
That boy said-
that's narcissistic behavior.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah,
That's
he's
narcissistic.
Anytime you leaving your mistress's house
Yeah.
do a
and
video.
that shit is in a fucking video, you are a very disrespectful man.
That nigga
You don't
is
give a
out
fuck
of
about
pocket.
shit. Like
Violated.
he different. That man is
That
different.
nigga out of pocket
Now-
for real.
But
say
I
he's
have
different.
another reason. Or just another thought as to why all this went down when it went down. He wanted to get in front of the allegations, from the other chick, because the
Yeah,
other chick
before it
said
came
that
out.
she was pregnant for him, and I don't know if they'd aborted the baby because I didn't look as much into the
This
details.
nigga made every fucking mistake. Like,
Right.
He violated all
Right.
rights.
On the
everything.
checklist that you just put down. It's
Everything.
damn.
Violation.
This is divorce, baby.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Let that man go.
Let it go.
So, but
She said 77 times 77. That's what is in the Bible. She said, I got to forgive.
yeah. So, which
Lie.
I'm getting to that.
Lies.
I'm getting to that. I have a theory about that too.
She got her licked.
So, but here's the kicker. The last book that he put out
Yeah.
is entitled Healing Together.
Gonna take this journey together.
He jumped on this because he knew that the book was going to go skyrocketing because there are still people who are discerning the messenger from the message.
Right.
So he's going to
Get
I can guarantee you that the book sales are going through the roof.
All
Oh,
right, all
I'm gonna
right.
tell you, whoever his PR is or damage control, they about to turn them up.
About to turn him up.
He is on PR. You ain't hear him talking to third person.
Oh yeah, that shit didn't make
Nigga
no
was the
sense.
third person that said, buy the book.
Nah, yeah.
Check
But,
out my
but
book.
I'm telling you, whoever his behind the scenes people is gonna be doing, I'm gonna tell you straight up, they about to have him on tours, on different talk shows. If
He gonna
SNL,
be
To be honest with you, I don't think they're gonna have him on any of that. What I believe they're gonna have him on is dead silence. You know why?
why?
Because Denia, as her name is, Denia.
Tired. Y'all got me too tired with this fucking podcast.
Her name is Denia Jaxsn.
Not the Naya.
Denia.
good.
Denia Jaxsn. Denia Jaxsn is going to turn into evangelist Denia Jaxsn.
And
She's
she-
already put out 2 videos.
And her
The
DM
armor
is
of God.
swarming.
Oh, they
It's
trying to bring back
more.
Christianity like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I love it.
It's
And Derrick Jaxsn is going to go into obscurity for maybe about a year or 2. You're not
Then he
going to
gon-
hear. You're not really going to hear anything out of Derrick Jaxsn.
Oh, he set his
from-
wife up to do his thing.
So he's setting the
She
wife
gonna be
up to
on the
be
forefront.
the evangelical preacher lady
and she got a sermon on deck right now.
right now.
a whole
She,
lot.
and guess what?
And the
It's
women
in
gonna
her-
fit-
It's
in
in her
there.
head. She
Hell
about to write nothing.
She
All right,
is
so she
good.
was about that money. That's what happened.
Yeah. Well, look, I tell people all the time, you can do some of the most diabolical shit. Only thing that's gonna make the difference is there money involved?
Right.
Is there money involved? Because money propels you to
I'm
do
doing
the
this
most
for
You think
diabolical.
that's
Yeah,
what
I'm
happened to
doing.
Beyonce
Yeah,
and Jay-Z?
I'm doing this.
Yeah, I was just thinking
What'd
about
you
that.
say?
That was
You think that's
scripted.
what happened to Beyonce and Jay-Z?
yeah.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
scripted.
it's scripted, and that's why I'm like, okay,
what's
all these things. That's what I'm like. These things are like the way they're happening. I feel like it was scripted from the
fell,
jump.
Yeah, because
Right.
it just fell right into place. It
In
was
other-
no.
So in other words, it seemed like they had to look, the top of 2021, we about to do this shit.
Look, B.
Summertime this. Fall this.
Right.
Winter this.
This how
Top
we
of the
gonna
year.
work this out.
And top of next year, 2022, we dropping the book together.
Well,
They gonna drop a book
They're gonna
together.
drop a
I
book.
won't say it was that
I'm just-
yeah, put
yeah.
together that thought out. But I will say this: Derrick went to Denia and said Denia. You know, New Orleans. You got to say the New Orleans with
No,
Denia.
not the head shake.
Oh,
Wait,
Denia.
Back it up and do the head shake again. You gotta do the head shake. You gotta back
There's
it
a-
up and do that.
Look, Denia. Look, Denia.
Look.
You stop playing.
This bitch from cross town.
You got to do the hand.
I'm telling you,
My little
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Look, baby. Look, baby.
My little
This
hoop across
bitch, that
town.
my little yeah from across the way
Yeah.
said that she wants some money.
Some money.
If she don't get X amount of dollars, she gonna expose me. We don't have that type of money.
Right.
So look,
We gotta
we
make
gonna
this
jump
shit
in front
work.
this. You hear me? And I'm gonna put you out. Right?
We gonna get this
I'm gonna put you
bread.
out there.
Get
You
this
know
bread.
you talk your stuff because I knew there's nowhere in the world that woman did not know what's going on.
She knew.
Oh yeah, you could tell.
There's no
You
way.
could tell she knew that.
But no,
Yeah, she was real
I'm gonna tell you.
calm.
I'm gonna tell you
That's
this
usually
though.
when she did her cries. She done them cries done turned to anger, and now
Right.
yep.
The Mary J.
Mary came
Right.
on and tell you what's good.
Fine. You got that playlist. Get out of here. Get out of here.
But I'm gonna tell you this though. When they was talking on TV, she was looking like, "Dog, we gotta go through this shit again, son."
Yeah.
Like
I'm telling. That's why
you
she
did this shit
Like they
again.
rehearsed.
Right, it looked to rehearse because it looked like okay, a 5, 6, 7, we gotta do it right, baby. And she like, come
These little
on,
duck ass
bro.
holding her hand and shit.
6,
He
7,
holding
8.
stupid ass. He holding her hand and shit.
That boy said, "Look, baby, we're gonna do the 5, 6."
Oh, baby, look, take 30. 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, I'm Derrick Jaxsn, and my wife, you know, we need to talk to
Holding on to
y'all.
her
Oh Lord.
Man.
holding that
But
hand.
it just killed me
Cause she wanted to walk out. I could tell.
yeah, you could tell she
wanted to
was
leave.
mad. She like this.
because he was dressed up and he didn't say shit to her.
Right.
He didn't say shit to
I
her.
thought she had just came from
He
the
ain't
store.
say
picking the
all
babies
out
up.
the bed. She looked like she fresh out. Her bonnet still fucking
Still
hanging
Right.
outside.
But here's the thing, though.
You could just tell.
Did you see any of their old pictures when they first got together? It makes perfect sense to me.
They
He
high
was on the
school
football,
sweethearts,
huh?
huh? They high school
I think
sweethearts,
so.
No, college.
Oh, that's college.
Yeah, Tuskegee.
Okay.
He was just a big nigga all the whole,
Yeah.
his whole life.
He's on the football team.
Big.
She's in the band.
She look like she on March. She like she in the
She
band.
plays saxophone in the band.
Okay.
Oh, I was
So-
about to say
Bring
the
it to the
flute.
studio.
Nobody look at
I was gonna say the flute.
But Tuskegee.
Yeah, to Tuskegee.
Okay, at least it was at HBCU, so it was hype. But ain't nobody looking for no fucking sax player. I tell you that. I can tell you that right now. Ain't nobody looking for. Ain't nobody checking. I'm just saying, like, nah, ain't nobody.
Oh, my
It's like, well, let me
God.
check out the woodwind, stupid ass.
It's all about the tuba, shout it.
About the tubas.
You know, it bothers me because I think to myself, where did we learn this behavior? Where did we learn like this whole thing where?
Massa.
Well, I'm not even going that far back. I'm not going that far back.
Can I bring it back?
We learned it from the church.
From the cha-chas.
Like,
I would say, I'm gonna be real though. Know what popularized side chicks that whole movement for me? Love and hip hop.
Ooh, all right.
you said love and hip hop.
Love
That's
and hip hop
fair,
made it
'cause
popular for me.
I ain't see this many women fighting until Love and Hip
Until
Hop.
Love and
was
Hip
like-
Hop, the
at
reality
least the Bad
TV.
Girls Club or whatever. I ain't see that many black women fighting the way they do until.
Like
the
I hate to
shows-
say it,
The
dog.
reality TV shows.
Ever since Love and Hip
That's
Hop,
true.
this shit been on a whole nother. It's like I
And
know
the
it probably
side
been
chicks
out,
don't
but
know
this
they-
shit became some taboo shit to
The
just.
side chicks
yeah.
don't know their place, man. I'm
Right.
saying.
That's
Tammy
what
said
Tammy,
it.
yeah.
Side chicks
Hoes
and
knew
women.
their place before.
Right,
Okay.
right,
Shouldn't have had a place, but all right.
That's
Let's get
right.
over the fact that they shouldn't have a place.
Exactly.
Let's
But the
be real.
reality
It's all
is,
right. It's
you
all
know, when Papa was a Rolling Stone,
I'm living two
he
lives,
took
baby.
care. He took
True.
care of one family across the
No, he
street.
didn't.
He had his other family
Is it
over
this?
here.
Because that income didn't
No,
support
no,
No, years
He-
ago though. Yeah.
Nicole, he had the shoes, he had
They
to
had
maintain.
to-
It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
It's like I want both, but look,
I know
make
quite
it-
a few people though.
I know.
Quite a few people.
some of my elder
That,
musicians that going on.
They are as a
Like
result.
I got a chance. It's like I was kind of privileged because I had like some of the older musicians that to playing their bands, go on the road with them. Right. I remember there was one. I'm not gonna say his name, but he had his wife and 3 kids. Right. Nobody really knew until the funeral that the wife and 3 kids on this side. There's the baby mama, the mistress,
Your surrection
and 3 kids. And 3 kids, yeah.
She
3
look like
kids on the
us.
side. A boy and 2 girls. Over here, a boy and 2 girls.
That's crazy.
Both of the boys were named the exact same name
Yeah.
as the daddy.
Wait, and they look like us.
One was uptown, one was downtown.
That's crazy.
No,
They really
that's
did
facts.
do it
No.
though.
Family business out like
Yeah.
that.
No,
but
my-
just know that some shit went down like that.
Yeah, and I mean it's been real for some years.
But I think
I
here's
know quite a few.
And I
Quite
think here's the difference. The difference is that it's not that hoes don't know their place.
No, hoes don't know their place. They don't.
Well, no,
They
it's
just don't-
evolution.
No,
They don't know their
no,
place.
back then.
I think
they
it's an
didn't know.
evolution though. I think there was an evolution that happened.
Hoes got the wheel now. That's what happened. Hoes are now stronger than what they used to be.
Women in general are stronger than what they used to be.
Right.
In that
about boys.
vernacular. Not to say that Momo was strong. Like let's we're
Yeah,
not going
hell yeah.
let's not
Sugar mama.
do that. Yeah, Sugar Mama, Mami, Momo,
But she wasn't a hoe.
Madea.
No.
Madea wasn't the hoe.
Right.
There was always a Gertrude across
Jackie.
town.
Jackie
yeah.
was the hoe.
Why I gotta be Jackie?
Jackie.
Why I gotta be Jackie?
Jackie.
I don't know nobody named
Shirley,
Jackie. But like,
Shirley.
make it
Shirley.
sound like,
Shirley.
I mean, Shirley got that call.
Yeah.
Hello, Shirley.
Betty and Shirley.
I know in my family, I know somebody in my family who I can't shame. 'Cause my mama watched the podcast now, so I won't see no shit. But somebody I know in my family, he had the main family and the kids. So my mom was like, well, we thought he worked overnight, and the whole time
That's fucked up.
overnight he with the other
Yes.
family.
And
Like,
see, you didn't have technology like
no,
today,
that's-
so
no,
you couldn't track them.
Say that nigga was in the east.
Yeah.
And then he was uptown
That's crazy.
And then
I can
and
believe
he
it.
come over him, they in the bed with her.
Act like nothing wrong.
Cause my mom was like, well, we thought, we ain't know
Nicole
back
said,
then. We always thought he worked overnight. And then he came back home the whole time. He was with his other family.
Other family.
I'm talking about this man. I know he had 2 kids with this one,
Oh, wow.
3 kids with this one,
Man.
Yeah.
1 kid
He
with
do
this
it.
one, and my main family got like 6 or 7 kids.
Wow. And I mean, they were so cold with it. I'll tell this story. I ain't gonna name no names because it's kind of home. It hit home.
Yeah.
Right.
it's just-
But the person that the guy was dating, right? She didn't find out that he was even involved with nobody else until the day of the wedding.
Woo. That's that nerve.
I was like,
Like that video.
Yeah.
Was that video? The bride and groom at the altar.
And the
and
bride
yeah,
comes to the back
yeah,
dressed
yeah,
up.
and your girl come. Oh, so you're not gonna tell nobody?
you was at my house last night.
You ain't gonna tell him you was at my house last night? Everybody like, oh,
No, I seen
oh my
one.
God.
He was at the wedding, and a side chick came in a gown walking down the aisle.
Oh wow.
I was say, bro, I read it. I'm back. I read that my secrets come out at the funeral. Don't do it at the wedding. No. Let my demons come out at the funeral. No.
Wait,
And that's
they
my-
look like us. They,
Right, and that's my point. My point was
they
that
look just like us.
the main reason why they didn't, people didn't know until the funeral was because the women back then understood or just realized that as long as I am taken care of,
Right.
I'm not going to mess with the church's money.
That ain't
Not
enough
supposed
over
to.
here, partner.
You're not supposed to.
But that's just
That's how they were.
But that's how they were.
That's how
That's
they were.
why the mistress stayed the mistress, because
They knew
he
the
still
truth.
paid the bills over there.
Oh.
He still took care of the family. He still did
funny.
all of that stuff.
That's like what.
That ain't working.
That's like what
Not
Ashley
here.
Ashley told me a while. You remember my ex Ash? Me and her was talking. Me and her was talking about how like a story of somebody I know whose baby mama cheated on him with one of the understudies of the pastor. And it was on some shit where he wanted to like expose the dude to the pastor. He was like he was hurt because he was obsessed about this shit dude ruin his family. And he was like, well, look, you dealing with a married man, all this stuff. Church member, he was like, man, change your church. Like you looking crazy. You got my child looking crazy.
Right.
She didn't want to change churches. And the
Nah.
crazy part is the dude wife went approached that at the church. And you know how black people approach it at
Yeah,
church. But anyways, when
It's real different.
I'm
hear it.
man,
You gotta
Ashley
hear it, nigga.
say, man, right.
They shut me up for 40 years.
Right. So me and Ash was talking one day. She said, Herb, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. That's the game. She said, bro, they had times with certain churches when the pastor go out of town and he got the administration or whatever they call it. He got my bishop,
The
my
deacon
deacon.
board.
I got my bishop, my deacon, everybody else. Got that one member who be at. We got a number of the women in that church who help out.
Yeah.
And one
Yep.
member at
That
church
one that's
who got
just
some type of
real
title.
close.
that who said straight up talking about, nigga, that's your wife at home. I'm your wife on the road. I'm like, Lord.
Yeah.
They ain't nothing
And
else.
she don't really have a title, but she have a title.
Right.
So,
Nigga, I'm
yeah,
your wife on the road.
I
Like,
get it,
nigga,
bro.
What?
I think that's the difference. The difference is that we have started to realize that, interestingly enough, most women value themselves higher than any man could afford. So whether it's the main one and the side chick believes that she's worth more than what that man is providing for her.
Hold up, brother.
What's up?
Oh, they ain't got no price tags on this.
Wait,
I ain't saying no price tag on you, baby.
Choke the fuck out.
Huh?
Choke the fuck out.
But as I told you before, baby, and then I will never have a side chick because I cannot afford one.
Please, deep in them
Like this,
pockets.
but-
Chanel.
Allegedly.
But that's allegedly.
That's
Look what I say.
Allegedly.
Chanel.
Uh-huh. Well, in case y'all don't know, Chanel is her pink 9mm. No, her Glock 40, the Glock 40.
Hey, Drew,
$9
I got the 40 in the bag.
Now-
I can toss it to you.
Man, look, I'm good.
Chanel.
I just raised my hand up.
She
Go
called
take a
it
shot,
with
baby.
me.
Go
She
take a
called
shot.
it. She called it Chanel. Ooh.
So,
Chanel.
I'm listening.
man, so the reason why I say that is just because that is not the main reason, but is a underlying reason. It's like I don't care how rich I am, how wealthy I am.
Right.
There is no price tag on trying to take care of more than one woman.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah, eventually you do go inside.
Now, some people will disagree with me. Like your boy, the one who got two wives or whatever, the comedian.
D-Ray?
D-Ray. Yeah, D-Ray. Yeah.
D-Ray has 2 wives.
He got 2 girlfriends, yeah.
Stop playing with me. He got,
Nice.
oh, okay. He got 2.
No,
he got 2 wives.
no. Dead ass. Like,
He got 2
pow,
girlfriends.
pow.
Yeah. Everything. Every time he
I
pulls
thought
up
you
the
said he got
subject.
2
Sister
wives.
wife.
Well, you know,
They've been together,
Otherwise-
but they've been together for years.
but
Yeah,
you know what
they
I got
have.
that from? I got that frame of mind from, Islam. In Islam, a man can take as many wives
Yes, he can afford.
that he can afford.
Oh, know what? I know a chick that I know who a former friend of mine. He used to mess with her. And me and her was talking in DM about her trip in Dubai. She was right there for school. And she was like, "Bro, I'm gonna be real with you. These men in Dubai got nice houses, driving Maseratis, Phantoms, all them
crazy.
cars,
Yeah.
house full of kids, wife good,
Yep.
another wife on the other side of town, and another wife." I said, "How do you put? How the wives?" He said, "Man," he said,
sure
"Bro,
do.
they can afford that shit. If they
Yeah.
feel that I can afford it, I'ma have
Take
it."
care of her.
Right.
Take care of her.
But
and
the
take
only
care of
reason
And then you're not even dealing with in the Western world.
Right, that's a whole other
So
world.
you're not dealing with Western women.
right.
They might have been, exposed to Western women
They
in the
got
culture.
their ass whooped.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And the Quran is like, no, your man, however your man takes care of you is however your
That's
man
supposed
takes
But
care
this
of
is
you.
the thing though. I know for a fact with me, and like from experience, if I got the main girl and I got multiple other women, emotionally is a drain because I'm dealing with a whole lot of personalities, and I have moments where I can handle it. I guess that's the male chauvinistic pimping me. But nah, I'm just talking shit, y'all. But nah, like, seriously, like that should drain as a man. It should
It is.
drain
It's
you.
drain,
It
especially
would
when you get
emotionally
older.
drain. It's like, come
You
on,
be
bro.
like,
It's like
I'm
I'm dealing
over
with this personality, and then as a man like me, I attract demanding women. And if you got like 3 demanding
And the
women,
side chicks, let's be real, they eventually want to be the main chick. That I
that's what I
have
was
not
getting to.
found one that has not, unless
no.
she's been, unless she's been, married and been out here already. Most of the
Right.
time,
Oh,
they don't care. They be like,
if she experienced, you know what it is.
home.
If she experienced,
good.
if she experienced, what I call like the third degree. Whoa.
Yeah, yeah.
Go
'cause
home,
they
dog.
don't
That's a new
give
one. That's a
shit.
new one. I'm
They
gonna
be
have to
like,
use that
"Son,
one."
Hey,
come
Drew,
over here.
usually if you make some money, dog, just give me 10%. Dog.
I got you, no problem.
Third degree hoe. That's all
No,
she
but
does.
that's the
third
truth.
degree hoe.
Oh, y'all heard
Yeah.
it first here. Okay.
So,
The 33rd degree hoe.
so,
You like the honeycomb?
Yeah, look out. The
Yeah.
33rd degree hoe.
all right. So at the end of the year, I'm gonna have my superlatives, and so now we know that our first nominee, for bitch ass nigga of the year is Derrick Jaxsn.
Boy, that boy, he different.
There gonna be a couple of them. There gonna be a couple of them.
Hey, that's them
Boy,
dark skinned niggas,
different.
dog. I be telling y'all, some
Boy,
dark
it's
skinned
different.
niggas.
Man, don't do that. Don't do that.
Some dark skinned niggas. Ain't quote me on that, dog. So that's some dark skinned niggas, dog.
I bet that's what happens when you done buffed up, beefed up, and you get your.
Get
That
that
nigga too
attention.
big, dude.
Yeah,
His
he done
shit
got-
sitting
I think
on top
I think he
of
wants to
He just
compete,
like-
but he hadn't got into it yet. But it is what it is.
That's
He on some other shit.
Realtors, do you need some special aerial photography or video footage? Or maybe you need some stock footage of the city for your presentation? Or maybe a beautiful shot of a landmark just to hang on your wall? Well, time for you to check out DM NOLA Shots. They are a drone photography and videography company established in New Orleans who specialize in capturing aerial 4K video and photo. Check out the website at www.dmnolashotsllc.com or follow us on social media at DM NOLA Shots on Instagram and Facebook. DM NOLA Shots. I mean, he still looks weird, but yeah, I
does.
dig because
He's
like
really
his
not all
cuts
that attractive,
just
though.
his cuts look weird to me.
yeah, same.
Yeah, his cuts look weird.
Yeah, it makes his shirts
Look
fit
real.
awkwardly, and I don't like that. I don't like that. Like, take off that sweater. All right, you're not Bill Cosby. Why the fuck did you just? First of all, why'd you just like Bill Cosby to fucking have the? I'm over it, Derrick.
Like I said, it's a Huxtable relationship. It's It's a huxtable relationship, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Ain't no different from man and wife, dog. I'm gonna tell y'all, like I told you earlier, Nicole. She know what she got herself into when she started fucking with this dude, dog.
He
I
was on the
wasn't
football
there.
team.
I wasn't there when they got together. All I know is this nigga got on fucking YouTube with the bitch's house in the background. And he was out here filming videos in his car. This man is literally a travel hoe himself.
Travel
And,
geek,
and
as my
like,
mama
that's
said.
crazy.
Like-
You
Mama said, don't
understand
get
how
no
he has fucked up a lot of validation for women. Like,
Right.
he has
It's so
fucked some
fucked
shit
up.
up.
No.
Like,
Nope.
he's the same.
And I'm
Like,
gonna-
same shit.
Y'all see the
And
shit
I-
what Lil Duval said? You took some
Yeah.
advice from him, and he fucked
yeah.
me a hoe. We got compensation.
That's crazy.
But I'm going to, and I'm also going to nominate Denaya for the Juanita Bynum.
God.
Yeah.
Remember what
Juanita
her sermon
Bynum.
was? Release the sheets or some shit?
I'm telling you, he's setting her up to be a evangelist. I'll be a social media
And I
evangelist.
bet you this, she gonna be on the Breakfast Club soon.
Oh yeah, she gonna be in the Breakfast Club.
She going to
she gonna write-
need to
the
do
book
that
is gonna
interview.
come out.
He's gonna have the
Hold
interview.
my husband down.
dog.
Stupid ass.
Oh,
Get
but you
outta
know,
here.
She going.
but
to
I don't know
Breakfast
if she gonna be on the Breakfast Club because the way like Charlamagne dragged for that nigga.
Right.
Oh my god.
Oh, but I know one thing. This some I predict.
calling him out.
This some I predict, but it might not happen. He might go on Vlad.
Oh no, he's gonna go on Vlad. Vlad is on all that
I
smoke.
need to know
Either Vlad or no
what-
jumper. But
Right.
I think Vlad gonna pull that.
Oh, Vlad's gonna be able to pull that off. Trust me.
And the thing is, Vlad is gonna get him by himself.
Right.
He's not bringing. He gonna mention his wife. He's going on Vlad by himself. Cause think about,
Yeah.
he's like, man, I don't want my wife going on Vlad. I'm going on Vlad by myself.
Yeah. But I think it's only gonna be because he has the story.
Yeah.
Denaya doesn't have the story yet.
At all.
She has the narrative.
Right, but not the story.
And so but not the story. So that's gonna come out with the book.
right. But I'm telling
Or
you,
she's gonna try and push healing together.
oh, right.
Because we walking
You never
we
know.
doing this
They-
for us.
I said Drew, they might owe that advance back.
Right. Bruh, I don't
But you know what? But I'm
That's
telling
some
you,
other
Drew.
shit, man.
I'm telling you this. If the Gorilla Glue girl made the Saturday Night Live, they gonna make the Saturday Night Live, dog. If you making the SNL, you up.
That lady is different, and she
Man.
from here. That's the part that
She's
don't get
staying
me.
violent. She's like
You know, that's the
staying
part.
violent.
Nigga,
I'm not worried about that woman.
But
And I
that
just
shit,
it is
but that shit's so off. Like you really sat there. You was like, let me pick up this Gorilla Glue.
Yeah. And you teaching kids. Wait.
yeah, she's
Oh, Lord
yeah,
Jesus.
kindergarten teacher.
This is too much. And y'all,
That was too much for me.
Louisiana.
That was too much for me.
it's not that I think y'all knew she was gonna do this. It's just that like y'all can do better.
You
Like-
know, no, I would have expected this. I would have expected this out of somebody from Florida.
Or Thibodeau.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
or Thibodeau.
No,
You don't have to leave the state.
on the Bronx.
Right? the Bronx, the Bronx.
The
Florida.
Bronx,
Man,
because they
that's
crazy.
different.
Oh my goodness.
That's different. Somebody out the French quarters.
That was just too much.
But one thing I commend with what's that pastor name? I forgot his name. The one who had the wife and he cheated.
Oh, yeah. Gray.
Yeah,
all
John-
pastors.
What's his name?
What was his
John
first name?
Gray.
John Gray. He left a message saying like, "Look, bro, you know, you remember the times I did videos talking about you? Remember the times I ever did this?" He said, "I don't remember it because I didn't do it." And he kind of took the high road saying like, "You put me on blast for what I did to my wife, but I never slept with my wife, and I'm still dealing with my stuff. But I'm also taking myself accountable. But I pray for healing for you and pray that you get the sympathy that I didn't get." And I was like, "Bro, that was a fire move for him to take the high road, you know." And somebody
And
posted in the
admit it.
comments something about that's in other words for the church say, "Keep my name out of this."
Yeah, I'm about to say,
Keep my name.
like John Gray got into
Yeah.
enough shit.
Yeah.
Like he not
really
only did he
did.
got caught once, he got caught twice. Dumbass.
Damn.
But that's
Then
the
he
thing,
buy
though.
a
riding
Lamborghini
around
after that.
in the wife's
Yeah,
Lamborghini truck.
yeah.
But here's
Yeah,
the thing,
with the
though.
Female
That's the thing, though.
with the feet.
But check this out, Nicole. His wife broke his virginity. Like, that's the only person he ever had sex with was his wife. He's emotionally cheating with these women. He's not physically having sex.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna say it for you one more time. I'm recording to get your reaction.
Nicole said, bring that back.
John
bring that
Gray,
back.
what's his name is again?
John Gray.
John Gray, the pastor.
Yeah.
He saved himself for his wife. The only woman he ever had sex with was his wife.
Yes.
All the other two women, he cheated on them like how emotionally cheating. He didn't have sex with them.
How Derrick Jaxsn said he cheated
Well,
in the first video.
Right.
But
But
he
he
fucked
had-
them.
Yeah.
Derrick Jaxsn literally used his penis.
But he said they were in a sexual relationship, but he wasn't having sex.
Right.
So what he
So let me ask y'all this.
Man.
Let me ask y'all this. We talked about this earlier on the podcast.
confused.
If you went over with your side chick and she give you a hand massage, and you know, boom goes the dynamite,
Yeah.
do you consider that sex?
PG
I mean, that's
13.
I consider it sex.
Yeah, it is. It's a form.
It's like
Because
it's a physical. It's a
you
physical.
shot the
Nah,
L.
it's not even the shooting the L. It's just like
You shoot the arrow.
that's very intimate. Like you know,
Right.
her dick just don't,
Right.
it don't just pop up like that.
I'm not about to
like-
have one of my female friends to just
In
be
your
like, hey, you know,
You just don't.
next thing I might have no female friend like, hey, by the way. I'm like, oh shit.
Right.
You with that one.
Like you don't just walk
it
in.
don't just in your mouth.
Right.
No, like you don't just walk into a hand job like that. That's not how hand jobs work.
But yeah, it's like, my thing is like, bro, in other words, you put your shit in it or you didn't?
Oh, you didn't? Nicole, like, no.
It's like, I don't know, it's
I'm always
just
like-
shit. I mean, because a hard dick don't just fall into your hands.
It don't.
It don't.
No.
You gotta unzip the pants. There's just so
it's
many
a process.
steps.
You gotta
It's
make
a
it
Like
grow.
this is exactly there's intent behind this situation.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
no.
It's
But-
a process.
I don't know what to tell you.
But John Great comment was very, very fire. Though. But Lil Duval is tearing his ass up.
Well,
Yeah,
you
he
know,
going
yeah,
there because
I-
he had a lot to say
boy-
about
Yeah.
Lil Duval too.
Well, because Derrick Jaxsn went for Lil Duval.
That's what I'm saying. He
Like,
had a lot to
calling
say
him-
about
yeah.
him. So you know he
Called
like,
him out.
Ooh,
Same
I'm
thing with
scared.
it was somebody else that went, he did Charlemagne, and Charlemagne was like, well, look, why don't you come on Brilliant Idiots and
we could chop it up.
and chop it up. They did it like 2-3 years ago. And Derrick Jaxsn like pleaded his case and talked about why he talked about him like that and all that other stuff. And so Charlemagne was like, well, look, I don't really agree with you, but I feel where you coming from, that type of thing, brother, da-da-da-da-da. Oh, but when this shit came out, he went in. He was just like,
Oh,
gave,
so he gave him donkey of the day, huh?
gave him donkey of the day. But he gave him the donkey of the day for that third video that he did
We talking about
with
some-
him in the car.
in third person.
Talking to third person about that apology.
Still promoting.
It's like, nigga.
Yeah, he was promoting.
It's like, nigga, you took your own content, like you took your vulnerable mature lady and created content. It's like, oh, the show gotta keep going, dog. I still gotta
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah, he was his own PR person.
It's also
Like,
shit
he
like,
was-
I still gotta keep going, bro. What you
He
want?
He said, somebody in the comment section said, I need to, maybe you should do a rebuttal video to your own video, to this video.
And his dumb ass did it.
And he went and did it.
in the car.
That's how I know he's about to go into obscurity. Like Denia been coming in with the videos. She had the one with the beret and the what the shirt is. The camouflage shirt. Talking about the armor of God and all this other stuff.
He said
Now the
she
video
holy.
before that, I think she still had the bonnet on. But she talking, prepared table in front of my enemies, and I was like, yes, she's gonna be.
I would have cut him.
She's gonna be Juanita Bynum.
Cut him.
There's no doubt in my mind that she's gonna be like that.
That's crazy.
This is different.
It's crazy.
All right, I was watching this interview on Comedy Hype.
Mm-hmm.
It was a brief moment. He was talking to the guy Eric LaSalle, who played Daryl from Coming to America.
Yeah.
And they asked him about, they were talking about Coming to America, and he had the reviews where people was like, well, know what? Movie was good, movie was trash, this, that, and the third. And they asked him what he thought it was. He was like, and he asked him this question, where is the fine line between having an opinion and being so negative that it becomes counterproductive? And he was just bringing a point where it's like, just let it be what it is. If it's a good movie, it's a good movie. Don't. But the problem, he said, the problem is with us, our community is that if I express my opinion about something and say I don't like it, it's the reason why, and let it go, cool. But you got some people who express their opinion and try their best to tear it down and destroy it. He said at the end of the day, nobody, when it comes down to art, nobody tries to make a bad movie, bad music, bad anything. They just try to be creative with using with the tools that they have. And I was just thinking, like, bro, like, where's the line falls into where I could be opinionated about something and then get to a point where I'm so opinionated that I'm trying to destroy this person's creative space. And I think as black people, we do that a lot. We just like to destroy each other. Like, you know, like we just...
Well, I don't think we like to try and destroy each other.
Right.
But there are people who... But the crab in the barrel mentality is true. There's truth to it. It is, you know, it is there. Mm-hmm. It is a thing. I think one of the things that we have to get over as the societies, you know, especially in black society, that we're not a monolith. Mm-hmm. We don't think the same. We're not even on the same page as to what is success.
And that it's okay to be different.
Right.
Yeah, you got to be okay.
What is art?
Yeah.
But I think the majority of us wants everybody else to live in that monolith. I mean, I've come to it, you know, myself, and I tell this story because I from with a lot of people. Maya came home one day. And she was just she was disturbed.
Story?
Yeah.
Am I gonna like this story?
Yeah, you're gonna like this story. And she was disturbed because she had a friend that was like, you know, Drew's cool. Drew was a musician, right? You know. And Maya's like, yeah. Is that all he do?
Right.
Yeah. Is that all he do? And she was like, you know, and so she took offense to it. And so he had to stop her and was like, no, I'm not saying it like that. Mm-hmm. He's like, I've never seen, or I don't know anybody who's a musician and that's all they are.
They do.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know, they have a day job or they have a, 9 to 5 and whatever, something of that nature.
And music is just like a hobby.
And music is just, music is a hobby.
But you playing music in your fucking car.
Right.
Like, what the
You think people can't make a living off the shit?
Yeah, like what?
But I get it because he hadn't seen it before. Mm-hmm. And I think that was the noble thing about it, is that he was being honest because he had never seen that before. So so he left from that conversation. At least I'm hoping he left with that conversation saying that, you know, I have been shown something today that I've never seen before. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think just we as black culture, especially, you know, what's the word? Most of us coming from the beginnings and the being raised in the church and being raised Bible, all those things, we're just looked at upon just to be a monolith. Everybody has to do it this way.
Gotta be scripted.
Yeah. Go to school. Get your diploma.
Nah, bro, I learned that shit the hard way.
Right.
Like, imagine wasting a lot of money and being like, I ain't had to do that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But but you're told, go to school, get your diploma, go to college, get your degree, find your nice government job.
Good, clean job.
Don't.
Shit.
Right. So now you have the influx of the other one saying like, all right, go get your diploma. Mm-hmm. Don't worry about college. Go get your trade. Mm-hmm. And go get your nice job, you know, with some government contracts. Yeah. You know, it was really like a public sector mentality. Mm-hmm. What? 9 to 5, work 30 years.
But it actually worked though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It worked back then. It just doesn't work now. You know what I'm saying? They just have so many.
We have less patience too.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
So it's like, I think the thing, what it comes down to is that we're not a monolith, especially as a people. And I think that's what Eric LaSalle was getting to. He wasn't, he just like, man, like just let it be.
Right.
Yeah, let it be, because letting it be is what's going to make it unique. What's going to make it, what is going to transcend, you know, the community.
It's like
all this stuff.
But I think the problem is with certain people is they overanalyze and they overthink it. It's like sometimes you're like, oh, just don't overthink this shit. Let it be.
Especially when you don't have a movie.
Right. Especially if you just
because that's usually the ones who have the biggest opinions.
Right.
Niggas don't even make movies talking about.
But like how Rick Ross said, the problem. He said a hater is the person who's not in the game but constantly commenting. It's like you're not in this. but you constantly expressing your opinion and you want your opinion to be heard and be acknowledged. It's like, oh, you're not in the game.
Right.
You're not in this.
Right. I'm glad we touched on that subject because there was a quote that I posted. I thought was very interesting, and I think it kind of ties into that. I just found a page. It has all of these African proverb quotes, that type of thing, African proverbs. And so I think I'm gonna make this a regular thing. We're kind of ending each episode with the proverb.
Oh damn!
African proverb. Yeah.
I felt like we had so much more to talk about.
We do. I mean, we do. But it's like I think we had an hour and something now.
We
are?
We had an hour.
Yeah. Oh, okay, right.
Send the boys, we up.
Yeah.
Boy with
it. Anyway, the quote is, "Don't let those who are eating their ripe harvest pressure you into eating your seeds."
Nope, because you just need a little water.
I think that's one of the main things that we see in the Black community is that we're literally getting rid of a lot of shit that we do or getting rid of our progress just because the person who has already crossed that line,
right,
crossed that threshold into success or prosperity or happiness,
right,
tell you that that's not the way to go,
right.
And it's just a habit. Now that's one thing I could say that was started by Massa,
right?
That when I'm reading the Bible, when my ancestors are reading the Bible, they're saying that, hold up. According to the Bible, we're the chosen ones because Jesus had hair, lamb's wool and feet of bronze. No, and then they go into slaves obey your masters and all that type of stuff. No, or he'll come and be like, we're the chosen people, like that type of thing. So I want to kind of throw that out there because I like to see people succeed.
Right.
I really do. Even some of my enemies, I just like them to see. I like them to succeed in life and be happy in life.
You're optimistic.
I'm an optimistic person.
Fuck them niggas.
This nigga over here tooting his own horn. Tooting his own horn.
Should never give you women petty. Damn, Jesus, why you gave the women petty?
Oh man, I told you that's Lilith, bro. That's Lilith.
That's what he told me. Lilith.
Is that Lilith?
Why Lilith?
I know. I think, like I said, me. I believe that. I believe that women, for the most part, get their spirit from Lilith and not Eve.
I think
I
Black
don't even know who the fuck Eve is.
Explain, hey Drew, explain her the story of Lilith. As the
story goes by the Council of Nicaea.
Lilith is a whole beast. Like,
It's a whole beast.
She crazy.
Right.
Matter of fact, I'm going any further. When King James summoned the bishops to rewrite the Bible or to translate the Bible, there were a number of books that was thrown out. We know that were burned because they didn't want it to even be read in connection to the Bible that they put out.
Right.
So in one of the books that was quote unquote kept, Eve was not Adam's first wife. Lilith was. Lilith was bore of the ground equal to Adam. God created Lilith and created Adam out of the dust and the modeling clay and all of those, all of the good stuff.
The real
stuff.
No, that was Eve.
Adam wanted Lilith to submit to him as he submitted to God. Her reply was,
Hell no.
Hell no. Who are you to tell me that I should submit to you? I'm born of the same dust and the same ground, the same modeling clay. God did us equally together. So why should I submit to you?
Yeah.
I will submit to God. I will banish myself out of Eve before I submit to Adam. And that's exactly what she did. She banished herself out of the garden. So later on in the Bible, we hear of a demon spirit named Lilith.
Right.
But we don't know her backstory.
Yeah.
So I've always had the notion that I think women in general have more of the spirit of Lilith than Eve. That's why Eve is kind of created from him. from Adam.
And niggas use that shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Boy,
Kevin Hart, my rib,
niggas
my
use
rib,
that shit.
my rib.
Niggas be like, niggas dead ass be like, you came from me. Like, so just so I understand, out of everybody who's been born out of a womb, all right, this fucking female, this female who has birthed basically every fucking body, comes out the rib of a nigga. Like, it don't fucking make sense.
Hold on, wait. He went to sleep.
And he woke up.
What?
Well, and one of the things that actually brings out that narrative or the of how we see it is that when God told Adam to name all the animals and gave him dominion and all that other stuff, he did that. The Bible says that he did all that. And he was lonely. How can you be lonely if you hadn't already experienced being with somebody?
Right.
So it gives me more indication, or just logically, it gives me more indication that he already had somebody before Eve came along.
His list work.
You know, Lilith was his liae, and you know, Eve became his wife.
When you hit them New Orleans terms, it's real.
Oh yeah,
It's real.
It's a little work.
Yeah.
That's all. She was just a little work right quick,
Genesis,
man.
you heard me?
Yeah, I just had to slide.
No, in other words, I'm gonna settle with her, but that's my little work. That's the one who was
That's the one I want. That's the one I really wanted to be with.
But you know, my little work, she won't listen.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't do this. I couldn't Derrick Jaxsn that bro. And so you know,
I
couldn't hit it with the DJ. You know what I'm saying?
Jaxsn is different. That's a different breed of man right there, man. That nigga different. I don't care what
Pray for
nobody
that
say.
buddy.
Derrick Jaxsn is
Hey,
different.
pray for that brother. That nigga need it.
Every time I see him, I'm gonna laugh at him. Trust me.
That's
You-
a different man.
No,
right
you gotta get this smoke. You created the fire. You getting this smoke, homie.
Yeah,
Until you can't deal with that shit no more.
And know what's funny? A friend of mine told me about Derrick Jaxsn. He said, "You ever heard this nigga?" I'm like, "No, I don't be trying to follow these people on social media to give me advice on how to have common sense."
yeah, because a lot of what he said was really like common sense.
Well, the pop was like, "Man, I don't agree with this bitch ass nigga." I said, "Wait, what?" He said, "Let's see what this clown nigga talking about." But he is saying some decent shit. I'm like, "Man, fuck that bitch ass nigga, man."
Well, you know, it is what it is, man. Like I say, I'm gonna get a kick out of this for the rest of the year because I know I already know what the play is. You know, as I can see it.
Halloween coming.
Sometimes I wish I could bet on it so I can make some money, but foresight is something else.
It's love.
That man is a different breed of man.
Said, bro, hey, Steve Harvey,
some other shit.
Kevin Samuels, go find that nigga, help him out, bro. He make y'all community and y'all brand look. That not the brand, the community industry look bad, bro.
I saw this meme.
You dropped the ball, fam.
Right. I saw this meme that said, if you broke up with your man because of the advice of Derrick Jaxsn, you are entitled to compensation.
Lil Duval.
That's so true.
Oh, I was like, yes, that's perfect. That's perfect. So I want to thank all these guests and the cohorts for, bringing about, because this was a fun episode. I loved it. This is beautiful. I like to have these type of episodes just to kind of just break the monotony, just kind of instead of just being
we gotta have Nicole back.
Yeah, we're gonna Nicole. Yeah, Nicole's gonna be a regular.
Funny.
Fuck out.
Nicole's gonna be a regular. We already know this already.
Funny, man.
So once again, give it up for Maya. You know what I'm saying? My Sharia Moore. My thorn in my side. My thorn in my side.
Lily.
And I know y'all didn't see it, but I did your boy.
Drew, do it one time.
She's all I can afford. Thorn on my side, thorn on my side.
You got it.
Thorn on my side. I told y'all I was gonna. I like to thank my cohort, my newest cohort, Sister Nicole.
What? I'm joking.
Like, yeah, you know, like the addition, we like the energy.
Yeah.
And the Al Hammond, the podcast in the building.
Lamborghini swerving.
Money.
Al Hammond, the podcast. You know, holler at me if you want me to produce your podcast. You know, let me know what your budget is. We got you. Come over here, live in Swell
He
Studios.
said he's gonna leave the door open for you.
Yeah, leave the door open for you.
Leave
The doors of Live in Swell is not open. The doors of Live in Swell is not open.
You heard me?
Hey, read the shirt, y'all. Stop talking about tenant. For what? Oh, rags to riches.
No, not even.
Or as Riley would say, rags to bitches.
Right. And then from bitches to rags.
Oh no.
Yes, indeed.
Homie,
Homies over hoes.
Roll it down.
good
Yes.
homie.
So until next time, y'all. Peace.